everyone, and welcome back to this course on Excel for Business Analysts. We're down in our final section, section 10, where we've been taking a look at what-if analysis utilities. And we're now down to our very final module. And that final module is all about Solver. Now, Solver is technically a what-if analysis utility, but you won't find it in the same place as the other what-if analysis tools. Solver is essentially an add-in, so you need to make sure you have it turned on in Excel before you can complete this task. Now, you'll see that I already have mine turned on. In the analysis group on the end, you can see I have an option there for Solver. Now, if you don't have it there, then what you're going to need to do is jump into File, down to Options, and jump into the Add-ins section. And right at the bottom, you want to make sure it says Manage Excel Add-ins. Click on Go, and you want to make sure you have a tick where it says Solver Add-in to get that to appear on your data ribbon. So I'm going to assume now you have that turned on, and we're going to jump into how we utilize the solver. Now, essentially, Solver is there to help you solve problems. And so let's take a look at the problem we're going to present it with. Now, here I have a worksheet which is showing me some concert ticket sales. So I have the number of tickets sold, 2,500. The price per ticket is $30, and the revenue generated is $75,000. And you'll see if you look in the formula bar, that figure is essentially calculated by multiplying the tickets sold by the price per ticket. We then have underneath the amount of costs per ticket. So there might be some associated costs per ticket, such as things like paying for the artist, maybe paying for lighting, refreshments, people to staff the event, so on and so forth. So we've allocated a cost of $10 per ticket to cover all of those things. And then we have the total amount of costs. So that is essentially the tickets sold multiplied by the cost per ticket to give us 25,000. And then finally at the bottom, we have our total profit, which is the revenue minus the total costs. And currently we have a profit of $50,000 for this particular event. So what is the problem that we want to solve? Well, it might be that I've been told by management that for each event, we need to make a profit of a minimum of $60,000. So essentially what I want to see is, in order to make $60,000 in profit, how is that going to affect the ticket price? Or maybe how many tickets do I have to sell to achieve that profit? And we're going to utilize Solver to help us do this. So up to the data ribbon, across to the analysis group, and let's click on Solver. Now, in many ways, this is kind of similar a little bit to the scenario manager. Now, the first thing we need to do is we need to set our objective. So our objective is that our profit needs to be $60,000. So our objective is cell B10. That needs to be set to the value of 60,000. And we then need to specify, much like we did in scenarios, which values can change. Now, I know that my costs per ticket can't change. So that's always going to be $10. So I can't do anything that's going to affect the cost per ticket. So the only two things I can really change are the number of tickets sold and the price per ticket. So my changing cells are going to be B3 and B4. So let's first just solve it this way. And there we go. So you can see that my profit has now changed to $60,000. So it's now telling me that I need to sell 2,648 tickets at $33 each in order to achieve a profit of $60,000 when the costs are kept the same. Now, it might be that I go back to management with these figures, and when I tell them that the price per ticket is going to increase to $33, they might say to me that that's unacceptable. People aren't going to pay that. The maximum amount per ticket must be $30. So I need to go back and utilize Solver in order to modify this result. So let's click on OK, and let's jump back into Solver. Now, the cool thing with Solver is that you can add in some constraints. So I still want my objective to be that cell B10, the profit, is set to a value of $60,000. I still want to change the same two cells, but this time I want to tell Excel that the price per ticket cannot be above $30. So I'm going to add this in as a constraint. And this is very straightforward. We just say cell reference, so that is the price per ticket, cell B4, must be less than or equal to 30, and click on OK. And of course you can go through and you can add as many constraints as you need into here and then get Solver to work it out for you. Now I'm going to add in 1 at this time. I'm going to click Solve. And there we go. So now I can see that in order to achieve a profit of 60,000, where the ticket price isn't above $30, I'm going to need to sell 3,000 tickets. So very quickly and without much effort, I've had a couple of problems I've needed to solve. Solver has done that for me, and I've also been able to add in any constraints, any things that must not change into that equation and get it to recalculate everything for me. So a very, very useful utility. That is the end of this module, that is the end of this section, and that is the end of this course. In the final module, I'm just going to close off this course, say my goodbyes, and then I'll leave you to have fun with Excel all by yourself. So please join me in the closing module, and we'll finish up this course on